Hey, it's Jason Rouse. I'm down here at the Iron Fist warehouse here in Durban, South Africa.
I lost my virginity to that song in a horrible gang rape. I went last because I'm a gentleman.
I've been doing comedy since '96. I started in Vancouver. I'm originally from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And I've been doing comedy all over the globe for probably the last 10 years consistently, and I've made a stop over here in Durban on my Nando's Comedy Festival show in Joburg, which was great. We did 2 sold-out shows, and it was great. I'm looking forward to being back. I haven't been in Durban since 2003, and a lot's happened here. It's very exciting.
First time I came to Durban, 2003, I was doing the Ha Ha Radio. Is that thing still going on? No? Anyway, it was at the Royal Theatre, and it was my first trip coming to South Africa, and coming from Canada to South Africa, a bit of a culture shock for me. Saw some things that kind of put me back and made me feel how lucky I was to born and raised in Canada. I was walking along the beach in Durban, and I saw these street kids, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids, 5, 6, 7 of them, walking the beaches asking tourists for money. And these kids came up to me and asked me for money, so I gave them like, I don't know, 50 rand to go get something to eat. Local guy turns to me and says, "What'd you give them that money for? They're gonna go spend that on drugs." And I looked at him and I said, "Well, what the fuck am I hanging out with you for then?" Come on, Mutombo, show me daddy where the magic's at. We'll both be sharing some glue tonight. We both sleep good.
Let's see, what got me into stand-up comedy? I'd have to say the first thing that kind of put the bug in my ear about in this kind of medium was when I first saw In Living Color. That sketch comedy show was kind of the first thing that kind of said, well, this is kind of cool and hip and interesting, and was very different from a lot of the other things that were going on in comedy. Then it was a lot of risk-taking and challenging subject matter. And Jim Carrey being from Canada and having the career that he had, and I thought, fuck, you know what? It's anybody's game. You know, he built quite a career from zero, and I was at zero. So and with a lot of enthusiasm and persistence, and I started doing comedy.
You never guess what the Swedish word for kiss is. Anybody have any idea? It's puss. It's funny. I was in London before I came out to South Africa, and I was staying from my friend who's from Johannesburg, my buddy John Sykes, and I'm on Skype with a girlfriend of mine in Sweden, and I say goodbye to her, "Hey, puss puss," and he's like, "Ah, vagina vagina." And it's a weird word, puss. It sounds not offensive, it sounds like an exotic bird that might land on your face. That's what it does, huh? Here comes a puss. I love you. No clapping, that's just going to encourage me. Thank you. You're clearly starved for entertainment here in this filthy basement with these teen runaways over here.
I was opening for bands and stuff in after-hours clubs in Vancouver. A lot of my friends were musicians, and I, you know, just through the social circles, I'd ask them if I can go and do some comedy, which I had no idea what that was. You know, I didn't know really how to structure a joke and a segue and all that. So I went up and just kind of did things that I thought were funny. And when you're dealing with a bunch of drunks and drug addicts at 3 in the morning and after a punk rock band, it can get a little interesting. And it was a good foundation for me going into the comedy club circuit and kind of having that fearlessness that you need as a performer to take risks and do it.
I like older women, so you got nothing to worry about. I like women with like experience and arthritis, you know? So when you put their legs behind their head, they stay there, you know? the diaper. Oh, I smell love. Someone cut an onion so I don't puke. Hey kids! Airplane food is weird, huh? You're just confused now. When's he gonna do a joke about a puppy? Let's fuck the puppy. Now, what I'm trying to say, girls, is stay in school.
Now it's come full circle. We're doing a show at a rock bar in Durban, which, if you asked me that, 14 years ago, would you ever see yourself doing a show in a punk rock bar in South Africa? I'm like, do they speak English? Like I would have any idea what that was. But the cool thing about this whole gig that I've been doing is that anywhere that speaks English, not even as a first language, I've got to do comedy. And so I left LA in December and I won't return until October. 16 countries, maybe 6 different television shows, 3 rock festivals, and a lot of crying. There's been a lot of crying. Just me on my knees in the shower, balls out, weeping and pissing down my own leg. It's not really pretty, but because of that pain, I can go on stage and talk about it and be happy with myself.
I got problems. Anybody got problems? No, welcome to Narnia. What the fuck? You guys are drinking in a basement on a weekday. You're fucked. Look at me and no, we're fine. I came here on a unicorn.
In 2003, I was booked to do a comedy festival here in Durban off of a referral from a Canadian comic by the name of Russell Peters. He suggested to the promoter here that if you want to do something a little different and create a little chaos, to bring me down, and that's actually what happened. And during the course of those shows that we did, I met a local comic, Koki Falco, who now makes his home in sunny Los Angeles. And after talking, we had some similar tastes in fashion and music and art in general, and we became friends. And he mentioned that his friend Travis Anderson was a rep for a skateboard line, shoes and clothing, and that he was having a sample sale. So I said, shit, get some skate shoes for discount price, why not? So I went down there to check out what he had, and there wasn't really too much there that I think had been kind of overpicked already. We got there a couple of days too late, yet he had some a clothing line that he was introducing.
I always wanted kids, but I could never catch them. I got a bad knee and it's hard to run in a tracksuit with a heart on. Those little bastards are jumping fences. You can run, Jimmy, but you can't hide!
I had no idea the company was going to go global as it has. Anything, I thought it'd be my little secret. I got this guy sending me cool shit from South Africa that nobody would have. You know what I mean? I had like the socks, I think they had at the time, with these little skulls on them. And I was always into skulls and shit. And so he'd send me a couple t-shirts here, some socks here.
I want to drink with you guys. Can we do that? Yeah. I know some of you got jobs and stuff, and I really appreciate you coming out on a weekday. Pardon me?
If you're buying.
I'm buying. I'll buy you a drink, but you're going to need it to get the taste of me out of you. There's a man who loves his booze. You won't tell my friends, will you? No, but the internet will. All right, you're creeping me out, buddy. I did that already.
Their first year, their catalog, I think he'd mailed me a copy of it. And I was like, this is really cool. Can you send me like anything in black and one of each? So he sent me a box of stuff, and since the first run of the catalog, I've always worn the stuff. I just love it. They were always introducing not only some really good dark imagery and cool designs from artists all over the globe, they have a sense of humor about it too. There's some really funny stuff like that Blow White with Snow White snorting cocaine and stuff like that. And he's come back and told me, you know, because it wasn't our bestseller, but it's one of our favorite shirts, kind of thing. And now it's since gone on to do the girl stuff, which has exceeded the guys stuff by sales, from what I understand. And I'm stoked. I think it's kind of like Iron Fist is like the I know 80s punk rock band of the garment industry. It's very cool and a little disorganized.
Thank you very much for coming out, supporting this fucking cool bar, which is, I think, is the best bar I've been to in this city. Drinking booze, proper fucking music with real people, some sluts, some people with issues, self-harmers, and black people in the back, maybe. I've been Jason Rouse, and you guys have been awesome. Thanks for having me tonight. To Winston, and we'll do it again, Durbin. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Your parents are so proud of you.
Jason Rouse is an absolute angel. He's someone you can bring home to your mum.